I am not being able to spend my time and my energy on my family, but instead spending my time on energy on a bunch of ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me.
There's an old expression that states, all good things must come to an end, and this includes fans saying goodbye to their favorite wrestlers. The year of 2020 was extremely tough for many thanks to the global pandemic, and wrestling fans also had to say farewell to some of the most legendary names in wrestling history. But which wrestlers put away their boots for good?
It was awesome experience for me.
Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 wrestlers who officially retired in 2020. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Goodbye, this is not goodbye. But it is goodbye for now, and it's the right thing to do.
Number 1. Devon Dudley.
Devon! Get the table!
Devon Dudley was famously a part of one of the most iconic tag teams of all time. As part of the Dudley Boys alongside Bubba Ray Dudley, the duo would win the tag titles in every major promotion in the world. Most WWE fans associate Devon with the legendary TLC matches from the early 2000s, and Devon's wrestling legacy was cemented when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018 along with his tag partner Bubba Ray.
Bubba, I don't know if you got the memo, but I'm office now.
Yeah, even though Devon took on a backstage role in WWE starting in 2016, he never officially retired until 2020. Devon would officially announce his retirement during an episode of his Table Talk podcast and would reveal,
you know, even though I was a little frustrated of not continuing to wrestle for that one more year that I wanted, I'm extremely happy now being a producer and not wrestling. I've officially announced that I've hung it up and I'm done. You know, except for, you know, different appearances that they may want me to do on the show, but no more wrestling, no more fighting for the titles, none of that anymore. I'm done. I'm officially done. I've had my 15 minutes of fame, and it was a good ride. It really was. The old timers used to tell me, don't blink, because when you do, it's over, and it goes that fast, and it did. It did feel like it went really, really fast.
Number 2. Naoki Sato. Now, for those who don't know, Naoki Sato was a Japanese wrestler who decided to finally hang up his boots in 2020. He was a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and is most notable for having a fantastic feud with his arch-rival Jushin Thunder Liger, and having some of the greatest matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the process.
Sato might fly.
Watch out! Coming right at us, boys!
Liger would often credit him for his success, which is a huge compliment, seeing as what a legendary name Liger would go on to be. He would have his last match at Wrestle Kingdom 14 in January of 2020, when he would team with Liger in a losing effort. Number 3. Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave was one of the many independent stars who announced his retirement in 2020. Rave made his pro wrestling debut in 1999, and he made his name wrestling for companies such as TNA and most notably Ring of Honor. He's most known by wrestling fans for his run as part of the heel group The Embassy in Ring of Honor, where he was nicknamed the crown jewel of the Embassy. Rave would announce his retirement in a Twitter post in November, tweeting, "This past Tuesday my world came crashing down when doctors found an infection in my left arm. I tried toughing it out, but by the time I saw a doctor, it was too late and they had to amputate my left arm above the elbow, thus effectively ending my in-ring career." Number 4. Saraya Knight.
When I was growing up, so much bad stuff happened to me, and at 43 years old, as much as I don't want to think I've got any hang-ups about it, I've got hang-ups.
Saraya Knight is most well known to wrestling fans for being the mother of famous WWE wrestler Paige. However, Knight is a legend in British wrestling, and in 2020 she decided to finally call it a day. Known as Sweet Saraya, she would debut in 1993 and have a career that spanned 3 decades. Notably, she was ranked 3rd in the PWI Top 50 in 2013, although she never wrestled for WWE, which is some achievement. Number 5. Kevin Nash.
Bring what you got! The measuring stick just changed around here, buddy. You're looking at it.
Kevin Nash is a certified wrestling legend, having attained reigns as WWE and WCW World Champion, as well as being a member of the NWO.
Can you say deja vu?
Nash is one of the most recognizable wrestlers of all time. Although he hasn't wrestled for a number of years, it would take him until January of 2020 to officially retire. Taken to Twitter, Nash would reveal the reason for his retirement. The reason I retired was I was deformed and basically crippled. The knee replacement and 2 years of rehab and training has been brutal. Just get my hips to realign was incredibly painful. To the haters, F off. To those that have championed my recovery, I send my thanks and love. Nash had suffered multiple serious injuries over the years, so it was only logical that he would retire sooner rather than later.
Listen to the ovation! Are you kidding me? Big Daddy Cole, Kevin Nash!
His last match for the WWE would be an appearance in the 2014 Royal Rumble, which would eventually be won by Batista. Number 6. Jushin Thunder Liger. Jushin Thunder Liger is and will always be one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers of all time. Liger has appeared at every major promotion in the world and demands a respect level wherever he has competed in his near 30-year wrestling career. He is the longest tenured member of the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster, having performed from 1984 until 2020. In relation to the US, he's performed in WCW, WWE, Ring of Honor, and TNA. Liger's influence on wrestling would be cemented forever when he was announced as an official inductee at the WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2020. Wrestlers from all around the world would pay tribute to Liger via social media. WWE superstar and former Universal Champion Kevin Owens would tweet, "I once asked Jushin Liger to give me a palm strike backstage at a show we were on for one of my weekend escapade videos on YouTube. He hit me so hard that the phone went flying out of my hands and I bled profusely from my mouth after. He's the man. Hashtag thank you Liger." Number 7. Goldberg.
Goldberg doesn't want to know who's next. Goldberg wants to know who's first. Yeah!
Dwayne Gill was first hired by WWE during the Attitude Era and would portray a character known as Goldberg, a humorous parody of WCW's Goldberg.
Let me tell you, man, other than the birth of my son and winning the 75-pound championship with the Pasadena Chargers, greatest moment of my life. I did it!
He would go on to win the WWE Light Heavyweight title and hold the title for 15 months, making him the longest reigning champion of all time.
Not again, he did it again! It's 1998 all over again!
Goldberg would work for the Independents for the next 20 years before making a surprise appearance in 2017 in the build to Kevin Owens and Goldberg's Universal title match.
He's going for a snapmare. He's going for a chin lock, but he can't find any chin to grab onto.
Goldberg's last match would be against fellow enhancement talent James Ellsworth in a fitting send-off for the former light heavyweight champion. Number 8. Kylie Ray.
We'll see what happens between these two as they get ready to go one-on.
What?
Kylie Ray was initially booked to wrestle Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Knockouts Championship at Bound for Glory. However, she was pulled at the very last minute, which made fans question what was going on. Later in the day, Ray would take to her Patreon page to make a shock announcement that she is retired. She stated, "Good morning, I'm truly sorry for the pain I've caused in miscommunication. I'm currently unwell. I'm also sorry that I wasn't able to get this out before your monthly subscription charge. I want to take this time to say I'm no longer a professional wrestler and I'm currently taking a break from social media. It's been a very hard decision to make, but please understand, when I am well, I will try to fulfill any obligations that I've missed. During this time, most tiers will not be able to be fulfilled. Please feel free to unsubscribe from this membership/Patreon account. Thank you for understanding." Following the announcement, Ray would delete all of her social media pages, distancing herself from wrestling completely. Number 9. Sarah Logan.
And as my papa always said, y'all about as nervous as some long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs.
Most fans associate Sarah Logan for her time as part of the Riot Squad stable in WWE alongside Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. However, when Logan would be released from WWE as part of the annual cuts, she would fall out of love with wrestling and decide to officially retire from the sport forever. She would announce her retirement on Instagram stating, "A lot has changed in my life recently and I have stepped away from wrestling for the foreseeable future. Wrestling is all I've known since I was 17, so it's time I let myself focus on other things and explore other parts of myself. My Instagram is going to be different, but I promise it always reflects me. So if you want to take this crazy ride, then buckle up because things have been moving faster than I can keep up." And number 10, The Undertaker.
This time the cowboy really rides away.
The 2020 featured the official retirement of arguably the greatest character in WWE history, The Undertaker. Following The Undertaker's acclaimed match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36, he felt like he had achieved everything he wanted to in his WWE career and decided after 30 years to finally hang up his legendary boots.
And now, my time has come.
For his retirement, the 2020 Survivor Series would be built around his farewell. WWE superstars past and present would make appearances to pay tribute to the Phenom, with names such as Kane, Triple H, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels all making appearances. Vince would even offer a touching tribute to the future WWE Hall of Famer.
The legacy of The Undertaker live on eternally.
Although the farewell didn't occur in front of a live audience due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they did a great job in paying tribute to one of the greatest ever and giving him a fitting farewell. One of the legends who paid tribute to The Undertaker via social media was The Rock. He tweeted, 30 years ago today, he made his iconic Survivor Series debut. Like everyone, I was in awe as a rookie at the WWE when his first words pierced my soul as he walked in the dressing room and said, "Motherfucker." True story. Honored to share the ring with you, my brother. #ThankYouTaker.
Although I don't dress like Satan anymore, I'm still down with the devil, and I will go medieval on your ass.
Oh, man. But there you have it, folks. 10 wrestlers who officially retired in 2020. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.